Whether you prefer DC or Marvel, there is no denying that these two companies have currently taken over the film industry. In fact, recently this entire scenario caused many serious members of the film industry to speak up about the negative aspects of focusing only on one genre. In the past, movies used to be of different genres, directors used to take chances with new and creative ideas for films. And yes, maybe all of them were not successful, maybe some of them were terrible flops, and people don't even remember their names, but they were definitely unique, and would pander to audiences of every genre. Now, it seems that studios are only concerned about their own profit, and so are busy making films which they know will be a surefire success instead of producing creative films. Marvel films are definitely a guaranteed hit for the companies, since it would seem that the audience cannot get enough. This has been proven once again after the reviews of the latest Marvel film Captain Marvel came out. There was great pressure while creating the film, since this is the first female superhero film in the current Marvel Cinematic Universe. The film seems to be doing pretty well in the box office. Before this film was announced, Marvel was facing backlash due to their lack of female superhero. The audience actually wanted a film based on the character Black Widow, but it seemed that it was just not possible to make an entire film based on the character. The television show Saturday Night Live even made a comedy sketch about a Black Widow movie, teasing the audience about the fact that this will never be a reality. Other than the gender detail, there are other backlashes the Marvel Cinematic Universe has faced over the years. Some of these are actually a little bit difficult to believe. Let's take a look at the biggest scandals revolving around the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The trouble with directors. Currently the Marvel Cinematic Universe is constituted of 23 films, 2 of which will be released this year. The films had to be managed by multiple directors, each bringing their own uniqueness to their films. As it turns out, things weren't always so smooth behind the scenes with all these directors. Even though the films are directed by different people, it would seem that Marvel does not prefer it if a director decides to change the tone of the film too much. The difference of opinion might be enough to get a director fired from the franchise. This was exactly the case with few renowned directors. For instance, director Ava DuVernay walked away from directing the Black Panther films reasoning that it really wasn't going to be an Ava DuVernay film. Another similar instance can be seen with director Edgar Wright, who had been attached to Ant-Man since 2006, but later left the franchise stating, "I wanted to make a Marvel movie, but I don't think they really wanted to make an Edgar Wright movie." The most high-profile departure of Marvel director is probably Patty Jenkins, who was hired to direct Thor: The Dark World, but had to leave the franchise, since she didn't exactly see eye to eye with the executives of Marvel. She isn't doing too bad herself, since she has achieved success through her 2017 superhero film Wonder Woman. Difficulty maintaining a fixed cast. Here's a fun trivia which I think a lot of you will already recognize. Did you know that Emily Blunt was almost cast as Black Widow instead of Scarlett Johansson? She was pretty close to getting the part, but was tied up in prior engagement and could not take the role. It would certainly be interesting to see the actress in the role. Marvel might have the most perfect castings for film roles, but it would seem that they find it difficult to hold on to the actors. Remember when Terrence Howard played the role of Rhodes in Iron Man instead of Don Cheadle? It would seem that Howard was cut out of the franchise because of money issues, and Marvel decided to simply replace the actor without any explanation. Another high-profile exit was the departure of Natalie Portman, who reportedly wanted to work with director Patty Jenkins. After the departure of Patty Jenkins, Portman left the franchise after Thor: The Dark World. Lack of females and diversity. It actually took Marvel 10 years to finally launch a female-led film. The film is also not enjoying the high success that the other films of the franchise have achieved. In this aspect, DC is pretty far ahead since Wonder Woman was the 4th installment in the DCEU, and was received pretty positively by the audience. Marvel has faced racism problems as well. This was at the time when Cheadle was replacing Howard, and the CEO of Marvel, Ike Perlmutter, stated that no one would notice since according to him, black people look the same. He was also completely against a female-led film, citing the failures of films like Elektra and Catwoman as proof that female-led films don't make money. Disney decided to change his position from CEO to chairman, which might be why the audience finally got to see the films Black Panther and Captain Marvel. Whitewashing controversy in the film Doctor Strange. Let's be honest, Doctor Strange was an amazing film and a great achievement for Marvel. Benedict Cumberbatch played the role beautifully, and the casting of the other characters was perfect as well. However, Marvel definitely took a misstep with the casting of the Ancient One. If the Sorcerer Supreme was accepted as being an Asian man all the way back in the 1960s, why did Marvel have to decide to change it into someone who is quite evidently not of Asian descent? The director Scott Derrickson talked openly about his troubles casting for the role, but none of his interviews completely defend his choice of casting. James Gunn controversy. Currently, it would seem that no one in Hollywood is truly safe. Ever since the Harvey Weinstein case, people often wondered how much goes around behind the curtains of Hollywood. In the wake of the #MeToo movement, a lot of people came forward with their stories. Director James Gunn's hidden darkness came into light during this controversial time as well. A number of tweets by the director about rape and pedophilia were unveiled by a group of right-wing Twitter users back in 2018. Disney immediately fired Gunn after the revelation, which has caused serious degradation in the second film of the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. Marvel stuck with its decision to keep away from James Gunn till 2019, when news broke that the director was hired by DC. Shortly afterward, it would seem that Marvel decided to bury the hatchet, and rehired Gunn for the next Guardians of the Galaxy film. It would seem there are many secrets about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, to which the audience is not aware of. Of course, all these secrets are definitely a part of running such an enormously successful franchise. Still, it does dampen the way we look at the films from now on. So dear viewers, what do you think about all these behind-the-scenes facts of Marvel? Were you surprised about any of this information? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked our video and want to see more, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified whenever we upload a new video.